A woman in green stood atop a tall building, gazing at the vast and endless Chi-Capital. Is it worth it to come to Chi-Capital just for cultivation? The woman in green silently pondered. In her small town on the fringe, there were only a few dozen eternal true gods, and with her strength, she was one of the most powerful in the town, naturally leading a comfortable life. In the small fringe town, I could never acquire powerful heritages, and breaking into the primal chaos realm seemed hopeless. But since coming to Chi-Capital, I quickly found a heritage that suited me. I even obtained quite a few resources, and now my strength could be described as at the limit of an eternal true god, thought the woman in green. With a heritage and resources, she had improved her strength, mastered several primal chaos realm moves, and now saw a glimmer of hope in advancing into the primal chaos realm. I've gained opportunities, but troubles have followed, the woman in green worried. If it weren't for the help of my good friend Marquis Chule, I would likely be living a life worse than death right now. But Marquis Chule, being a third-rate member of the Imperial clan, holds no real power. The woman in green had been in Chi-Capital for quite some time, where she established Shallow Whisper Pavilion, drawing many guests through music and illusion technique, even attracting many noble patrons. Chi-Capital had many powers, and she had traded some sacrifices for cultivation heritages and some resources. I've been very careful in Chi-Capital, cautious at every step, even afraid to control the minds of any noble guests. Still, trouble came, she felt distressed. In Chi-Capital, where powers are deeply entangled, even a first-rate marquis of the Imperial clan fights fiercely against others. She, a mere eternal true god, despite being careful, was still dragged into a dark vortex. Suddenly, the woman in green noticed two figures approaching. A man in black, accompanied by a naive-looking servant. Great Saint Luohi. The woman in green recognized him at a glance, her heart skipping a beat, feeling as if the sky itself had brightened considerably. She immediately went forward to greet them. The main building of the Shallow Whisper Pavilion. Just a few of your best songs, Luo Feng said as he sat down, while Morosa munched on food and drink beside him, accustomed to his master enjoying some music. But music didn't really interest the sector beast. Luo Feng was quite interested, although there were many performers at the previous discourse banquet. That was not a suitable occasion for deploying the 7 emotions of heart refining technique. Before coming, Luo Feng had gathered some information. Among the best at the banquet in terms of music and illusion techniques were 3 experts, and this woman in green, named Ji Yai, came from a small town on the fringe of flame-wined ancient country, and was currently embroiled in a big trouble involving a general from Chi-Capital named Zhu Qi. Places like Chi-Capital, you can't just avoid trouble if you want to, Luo Feng thought. When he first arrived in Chi-Capital, he stayed in seclusion and didn't provoke anyone, yet Marquis Chiyuan, Marquis Chiji, and their 3 guest elders still banded together against him. Only by achieving transcendence of primal chaos realm could he truly rise above it all. Of the 3 music experts at the banquet, Luo Feng chose her, also intending to help her this one time. Swoosh, 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 tilde tilde. The woman in green stood there, surrounded by flowing water, using numerous streams as musical instruments, the sound emerging as if it were the natural sound of heaven and earth. This music, even aligning with the cosmic laws, further stirred Luo Feng's emotions. Luo Feng had already deployed the 7 emotions of heart refining technique, immersing himself even deeper in his feelings. Moved by the emotions, he found himself weeping unexpectedly. The woman in green was surprised. How could listening to music bring someone to tears? She dared not stop, focusing only on performing the music and illusion technique. Throughout the musical illusions, Luo Feng didn't say stop, so she didn't dare to. This great Saint Luo, he seems easily moved by music. But at the discourse banquet, he didn't care at all. The woman in green, confident in her music and illusion technique, observed Luo Feng while performing. That's enough, Luo Feng suddenly spoke. The woman in green could only stop. Let's end it here for today. Luo Feng stood up and walked outside. Cultivators live too long and experience too much. Emotions easily become numb. 7 emotions of heart refining technique. While it can intensely stir emotions, over time and repeated intense stimulation of the emotions can also become numbing. So, it should be used sparingly. 7 emotions of heart refining is just an adjustment. The Great Destruction Heart Refining Technique is fundamental. Luo Feng's 7 emotions of heart refining transitioned into the Great Destruction Heart Refining Technique. Accustomed to the painful tempering of his spiritual will, the continuous refinement also kept Luo Feng's spirit full of fighting spirit. How much is the fee? Morosa saw his master standing up, immediately waved to collect all the food and drink in front of him and his master, then turned to the woman in green. It's a great honor for Shallow Whisper Pavilion that great Saint Luo. He could visit. There's no need for a fee, said the woman in green. Morosa frowned. The master doesn't like taking advantage. Speak. How much is the fee? 10 cosmic sands will suffice, the woman in green could only say. With a wave of his hand, Morosa sent out 10 cosmic sands, then swiftly followed Luo Feng as they left quickly. The woman in green immediately followed to see them off. She continued until Luo Feng and Morosa disappeared into thin air. Are you leaving just like that? The lady in green was somewhat agitated and also a bit apprehensive. Marquis Chiyu's mansion. Brother Luo, he went to the Shallow Language Pavilion. Emperor Chiyu naturally received the news, and with Luo Feng's current strength, Emperor Chiyu was very concerned about every move of this guest elder. On one hand, he feared other first-class marquises might entice him, and on the other hand, he also worried about not having treated him well enough, which might deteriorate their relationship. Emperor Chiyu knew well that even if they were once friends, it didn't mean they would always be friends. The relationship of friendship needs to be maintained. This brother Luo He, when he was in Hyung City, liked to listen to music. Moreover, he often became so immersed in it that he would occasionally lose his composure, laughed Emperor Chiyu, recalling that it was precisely because of Luo Feng's lapse that some eternal true gods in Hyung City considered Luo Feng to have a weak spiritual will and deemed him an average eternal true god. This also led to Luo Feng's first act in Hyung City, where he seized the true god's heart of the Vice President Lamo with one movement. At the Banquet of Philosophies, he listened to Yu Yai's music-driven illusion technique, and since he went there again, in private, clearly he is quite fond of it. Emperor Chiyu thought for a moment, then immediately instructed his trusted aide. Take my mansion's token and go to the Shallow Language Pavilion, advised Emperor Chiyu. Yes, my lord, replied the trusted aide promptly. Luo Feng's mere visit to the Shallow Language Pavilion attracted the attention of many forces in Qi capital. Given their understanding of great Saint Luo He, known for despising evil and having few usual hobbies other than enjoying fine food, wine, and music, Yu Yai's name was also collected by many forces. Great Saint Luo He likes your music-driven illusion technique, which is a great opportunity for you. This is our Marquis Chiyu Mansion's token. Show it if you run into trouble. You can also contact me directly, said the aide of the Imperial clan's first-class Marquis, whose status was quite high outside, as he, accompanied by several guards, delivered the token to Yu Yai at the Shallow Language Pavilion. Once the token was given, those aides left. Holding the token from Marquis Chiyu's mansion, Yu Yai felt that all troubles were gone, completely relieved. In fact, even without this token, a transcendent being from the primal chaos realm coming to listen to her music-driven illusion technique was a message alone, powerful enough to intimidate even Zhu Qi. Luo Feng's days in Qi capital were quite peaceful. If there was a time during the pinnacle of the primal chaos realm when many forces dared to provoke him or had conflicts of interest with him. Now that Luo Feng had transcended the primal chaos realm, everyone, including those first-class marquises, was actively seeking to. Among the 7 first-class marquises under Emperor Chu's lineage, 6 are quite likable, Luo Feng judged based on intelligence and personal interactions. Only Marquis Chuyuan is somewhat mad. During this time, only Marquis Chuyuan consistently avoided Luo Feng and never met him face to face. Luo Feng also knew that Marquis Chuyuan, who had the royal bloodline of Thunder Ancient Country and was also leveraging the primordial bloodline in his cultivation, the root cause of his madness and fierceness was the path of his cultivation. Brother Luo He, Luo Feng suddenly received a message. Hurry and prepare. The old ancestor's trusted aide has come. As Luo Feng, who was meditating in the quiet room, took in this news, he was startled. The old ancestor, naturally, was one of the 13 emperors of Flamewind Ancient Country, Emperor Chu. The coming of an emperor's trusted aide, what could it mean? According to the previous guesses by Emperor Chiyu, the emperor might consider taking disciples. So, Luo Feng quickly exited the quiet room and calmly awaited, sensing Luo Se's approach as he immediately rushed to his side upon detecting Luo Feng leaving his retreat. "Master, did you leave your retreat so soon?" Luo Se inquired. "A distinguished guest is coming soon," instructed Luo Feng. "Be cautious." A distinguished guest. Realizing the implication, Luo Se immediately stood by to wait. Shortly after, 9 figures appeared out of thin air in the high sky, one of whom was Emperor Qiyu, while the other 8 figures were all clad in the armor of the Emperor Qi Palace's trusted aides, albeit in different styles. The leader among the 9 figures was a silhouette of Blackwater, wearing black armor with blood-colored secret patterns. The old ancestor has 3 main trusted generals. This one here is General Zhuan Zhao, introduced Emperor Qiyu. General Zhuan Zhao. This is guest official Luo He. General Zhuan Zhao was burly, with black water flowing slowly within his armor, his eyes of condensed black water deadly still, casting a glance at Luo Feng and Luo Se, enveloping the master and servant in a suffocating aura. When observed, the world seemed to fall into dead silence, wrapping around oneself. According to intelligence, Emperor Chu has 3 major trusted generals, reputedly not cultivators, but some very mysterious existences. Luo Feng, encountering General Zhuan Zhao for the first time, could feel a great disparity between them. Not a cultivator, yet so powerful. Luo Feng also knew that flame-wined ancient country harbored many secrets, and even the numerous opportunities granted by the mysterious Yuan were mostly monopolized by the 2 great ancient countries. "Master, this General Zhuan Zhao is terrifying. I feel that with one move I would be gone," Luo Se communicated telepathically to Luo Feng. Luo Feng immediately saluted. "I've seen General Zhuan Zhao. These ordinary trusted aides were also eternal true gods, who could reach the strength of the primal chaos realm only with some powered augmentation." Luo He. General Zhuan Zhao looked at Luo Feng, his tone becoming slightly warmer. "The Emperor is interested in taking you as a disciple. Would you be willing? If you are willing, then accompany me to the palace of Emperor Chu. If not, I will return to report."